The solution is traction. It's the falling ash that's spreading this fire in Ashland. Booster clubs have been picking up trash along the banks of the Rogue River for nearly 20 years now. And so far, they've seen a rise in the level of garbage. For years now, Albert Park has been the only venue for the Pear Blossom Festival. But due to the popularity of the festival, the venue was extended to Hawthorne Park. But you're going to want to bring a pair of hiking shoes to get down to these volcanic bug eaters. All right, well, I'm here with perch poaching powerhouse, Zach Kaufman. Well, when the sun goes down, the crazy catfish killing king, Brent Henderson, comes out. All right, well, I'm here with the lure lord of the lake, Tyler Asher, and a little nap in the treehouse makes for a perfect ending of the day. Fish on, fish on. Well, the air is stagnant and the bugs are out. But that means it's prime feeding time for the fish here at the Williamson River. So what we're gonna do is trade out our hook, line, and sinker for a hand-tied nymph as we try our hand at the art of fly fishing. So let's gear up and head out. Meandering along picturesque forest lands and rural farm country, the Williamson River is a fly fisher's dream. Located just 25 miles north of Klamath Falls, the river runs along an abundance of unique attractions, like the historic COLLIER State Park Logging Museum. With one of the largest collection of logging artifacts in the state, visitors can catch a glimpse of some of the earliest equipment used in the logging industry. And if you have time, take the scenic hike up Spring Creek. Here, you'll see water from Crater Lake flow through hundreds of miles of lava tubes and billow right out of the ground. This is a great spot to get a cool drink right before you hit the fishing banks. So I'm out here with Darren Rowe, Klamath Falls fly fishing phenomenon. And Darren, you've been fishing this area for about 10 years now. What's the trick to catching a fish?
Well, really, John, what it is knowing your bugs. The entomology is really important for the stream that you're going to fish. So if you understand what bugs there are and what's hatching, you're going to get more strikes, which means you're going to get more hookups and you're going to catch more fish.
All right, well, that's what we're looking for. And Darren does know his bugs. Not but 15 minutes after tying a stonefly dropper on the line, a 24-inch trout nails the line. Whoa, fish on. Come noon, the fishing slows down a bit. So to cool off, I'm gonna show you where you can go spelunking in some ancient lava tubes. Formed by solidifying molten lava spewed from nearby volcanoes, Lava Bed National Monument holds one of the world's most extensive lava tube displays. Just 40 miles south of Klamath Falls, the monument holds over 700 caves, and many of them have built-in stairs or concrete pathways. Now, some of the caves are lit and have interactive displays, but I think you're going to want to take a flashlight so you can get down and dirty and explore all the tubes. Whether you're fishing the banks or you're just crawling the caves, doesn't get much better than this in Klamath Falls. Till next week, I'm John Bartell. Fish on! Fish on! Fish on!
A lot of fishing line, that's for sure. Drinks. Today's
the Shady Cove Booster Club's annual Rogue River Cleanup Day, and volunteers spent the afternoon picking up trash on over a 10-mile stretch of river.
The river being used more and more these days, there's just more trash, and so it takes more people to clean up the trash every year.
Every year, over 20 volunteers search the riverside for trash and hazardous materials. And group members say they leave no stone unturned, even if it's underwater.
Well, we'll probably pull out a couple dozen beer cans, quite a few bottles, probably a ball of line about this big, and we'll probably pull out 100 pounds of lead today.
Now, the Shady Cove Booster Clubs have been picking up trash along the banks of the Rogue River for nearly 20 years now. And so far, they've seen a rise in the level of garbage. And volunteers say this rise is simply due to neglect.
People are lazy. You know, rather than haul their trash out, it's easier to throw it.
Margaret Bradburn is one of the leaders of the Shady Cove Booster Clubs, and in the past 6 years, she says she's seen it all.
What people do is they sink their beer cans, and then they throw their line over, and one year, a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we even found a mattress.
Margaret says, unfortunately, this is the first year the booster has seen a decline in volunteers, and to keep the rivers clean, they'll need the support of the community.
As you know, governments at all levels don't have much money, and it really is up to volunteers to provide activities and to keep their cities clean.
In Shady Cove, John Bartell, Newswatch 12. Residents from all over the basin are gathering at the Klamath County Detention Department for the jail's first in-house tour since its opening.
And it's something that people don't usually see. So we're allowing folks to see really what's at stake here, that we're at risk of losing, almost 2/3 of the jail.
Klamath County has seen a multitude of budget cuts this year, and the jail is on the front line. Sheriff Evinger says they're now reaching out for public support as a last-ditch effort to save the department.
This year alone, we're $1.2 million short at the sheriff's office. We know that we're going to go in the hole another $1 million next year just in revenue, not to mention the contracts we have to lose.
The Klamath County Jail says their only hope is a levy that will give them a 5-year grace period of a locked-in $3 million. But not all residents feel this is a good idea because it will raise property taxes 59 cents per $1,000 of its worth.
Where's my money going to come from? You guys keep wanting more all the time.
Klamath County Jail holds around 152 inmates. Now they're nearly at capacity at this point. So if the levy doesn't pass, jail officials say they may have to release some of these inmates from behind bars out into the public.
They're in jail for a reason, and just getting let go because something doesn't pass, it kind of it's a scary thing.
And criminals won't be the only ones let loose. Members of the sheriff department say they've already received pink slips.
Well, immediately, we're going to lose 20 positions at the sheriff's office. We've already given out 13 layoff notices. There's more to follow. And next year, we know that there's another huge decrease in revenue, and that's when we start eliminating patrols.
With reduced police enforcement and the threat of more criminals on the street, many Klamath County residents that took the tour tonight say the levy's decision is a no-brainer.
My limited income is something that has to be, another 59 cents, $59 a year on 1,000. Without it, we'll be really in trouble.
Voters will make their final decision on Measures 1879 on May 18th. In Klamath Falls, John Bartell, Newswatch 12.